Hey everyone, hello. In this video I am going to attempt to go through my Genesis 12-inch vinyl. Wow, and try to do it in one video. So get comfortable, pour something cold and tasty, and bam, here we go. Alright, Genesis box sets. We'll start with the green from 1970-1975. Basically covering the Peter Gabriel years. So the green box set. Box set number 2, 1976 to 82, the blue box set. And basically Phil Collins has taken over as lead singer in this box set. So, and it covers the albums Trick of the Tail all the way to Abacab. So, blue box set. Next up is the red box set. Genesis 1983 to 1998. The last of those studio albums where Phil Collins was a singer, and then Ray Wilson comes in on the final Genesis studio record, which was Calling All Stations. All those box sets are on 180 gram vinyl, double speed mastering, and sounds really good, really good, really good. You'll probably, it gives me a big thrill to just see those in my collection sitting side by side. It's great. Okay, compilations of Genesis, and I got a few here. So we'll start with the Genesis compilations. This is the best of Genesis, a 2-record set. And it basically covers the 70s era of Genesis with Peter Gabriel as the singer, Musical Box, Return of the Giant Hogweed, Found the Salmosses, Watches of the Sky, Get 'Em Out by Friday, and Supper's Ready makes up this collection. Really cool collection. I always liked this picture here. I thought that always looked great. So, the best of Genesis. Next up is a 2-record set that contains 2 Genesis albums in one collection, one set. It's Genesis, Nursery Crime, and Foxtrot, both studio albums. So obviously this is a 2-record set. I believe this is a Canadian pressing. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that's what this is. And very rare to find this, though it's not impossible, but somewhat rare, so really cool. Genesis Reflection Rock Theater, and this is on the Fontana label. I really love the picture there of Peter dressed as a Slipper Man on this cover. Really cool cover. The back just tells a quick story of I believe the band, but it's all written in German, so this is a German copy. Well, one side's German, one side's English. So really cool. The songs on here just go, I Know What I Like, Hail the Barrow, Watches the Skies, Found Some Mosses, Supper's Ready, 1-record single album set. Really cool. And the last of the compilations, The Story of Genesis, Japanese copy with the Obi strip, but it, goes like that. Really cool. And this one covers the Gabriel and the early years of Phil Collins as lead singer. A great picture book in here with pictures from Armando Gallo. And you got the Knife, Musical Box, Supper's Ready, Lamb Lays Down on Broadway, Dance on a Volcano, Ripples, Burning Rope, Follow You, Follow Me. So it does cover quite a big period of Genesis, and some good live pictures in there as well. Really good. So that makes up the Genesis compilations. Let me just put those back. Next up, we got Genesis bootlegs. Now this will definitely take a while because I got a lot of bootlegs to go through. So Genesis bootlegs. Here we go. And we're going to start with L'Ange Gabriel. I don't speak French, so I don't really know. I probably butchered that. but Genesis bootleg, I believe from Montreal Sports Center, April 21st, 1974 is where this is recorded from. Really nice. Had to be selling by the pound tour most likely. The next one up, Genesis Odd Men Out, the 1975 British tour. Really nice bootleg there. There's the back of it. And this one, really good bootleg, really good sound quality. Really dug this one. So, and it's from '75. So basically, this is the era of Lamb Lays Down on Broadway. So really cool there. This next one's called Flowey in the Garden. And this is a recording from 1973, Rainbow Theatre, London, England. So really cool there. This was definitely selling England by the pound tour. Just to give you an idea of some of the songs: Watch of the Skies, Moonlit Night, Firth the Fifth, and Supper's Ready. So some cool stuff there. This one, Genesis Swelled and Spent. This is the entire live Lamb Lays Down on Broadway album live, and they got the cover art to make it look pretty similar to the Lamb Lays Down on Broadway artwork. I don't really know of a date on here or what location this was recorded at, but a decent audience recording bootleg, not bad. And now we're getting to 1976, Genesis White Mountain, the UK tour. By now, Phil Collins has taken over as lead singer of Genesis, and they're touring the album Trick of the Tail. We got Cinema Show, Fifth of Furs, Robbie Salt Battery, White Mountain, Los Endos is on this record. So some good stuff on there, good stuff. Genesis Earl's Court, recorded June 24th, 1977. This is a really good bootleg. I love listening to this one. I haven't listened to it in a while, but back in its day, it got a lot of listens from me. One for the Vine, Inside and Out, Firth the Fifth, Dance on Volcano, Los Endos, Lamb Lays Down, Musical Box to Knife. Really, really good bootleg. Love that one. Genesis Mirrors, really good bootleg here from the album was, and then there were three, so really cool. I never really got a location on this, but really enjoyable bootleg. Love that one. Great bootleg here, Genesis From the Mouth of the Monster, or Live from the Mouth of the Monster. This was recorded in Chicago, October 13th, 1978, Uptown Theater in Chicago. And this is an awesome bootleg, really great version of Dance with the Moonlit Night, which medleys into the Musical Box. Phil Collins, of course, lead singer. And this is during the, then there were three tour, the US run of that tour. So really good bootleg. It's from an FM radio broadcast, so pro recorded, sounds really good too. Really good stuff. Revelatory Genesis, 1980 and 1978. So we got recordings from the Duke tour, and we got recordings from the, and then there were three tour, all on a 2-record set here. Really good stuff. Deep in the Mother of the Load, One for the Vine, Lady Lies, Duke, Behind the Lines, Duchess, Guy Vocal, Turn It On Again, Duke's Travels, Duke's End, Dance on Volcano, Drum Duet, which goes into Los Endos, Burning Rope, Fountain of Samosas, The Knife. Some great stuff on this one. Love this album. This is for people who like to collect Genesis bootlegs. This is a must right here. That's a damn good bootleg. Genesis, The Hottest Ticket. This was recorded during the Abacab tour, 1981. It doesn't give me a location though, so I don't have a venue or an exact date. More or less an audience recording, but they captured a good show. And Abacab era, the Abacab album and tour was one of my favorite parts of Genesis, so love that one. And one last bootleg. Genesis World Dance. This was the final show on the We Can't Dance tour from 1992. I think this was Hyde Park. I believe it was Hyde or Nebworth Park. Oh no, it's Nebworth Park. That's right, Nebworth Park in England, 1992. Final show of the We Can't Dance tour. The entire show, and it's on 3 records, like Land of Confusion, You're No Son of Mine, Driving the Last Spike, the old medley, Throwing It All Away, Fading Lights, Jesus He Knows Me, Home by the Sea, Second Home by the Sea, Hold on My Heart, Domino, I Can't Dance, Drum Duet, and Tonight, 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 Invisible Touch, and Turn It On Again. The entire show. It was from a pay-per-view broadcast on pay-per-view television. So this is the soundtrack from that broadcast. Really good, really good. Okay, so that covers the Genesis bootlegs. Let me put these back. I love the show. I have 2 copies of Genesis Spot the Pigeon. This is the record store day release a couple of years ago on blue vinyl. The one side plays at 33 1/3, the other side plays 45 RPM. Songs on both sides are Match of the Day Pigeons and Inside and Out. Same thing, except this was the Canadian pressing on blue vinyl, I think released in 1980. So it's nice to have both copies of Spot the Pigeon that exists, so really cool there. Okay, what do we got now? Okay, official Genesis live records, and we'll get to these here. So official Genesis live records, and so of course we're going to start with Genesis Live. Here we go. This is this one. I think this was the Japanese copy. No, this was the German copy. This is the German copy of Genesis Live. I got a few of these. This is the Japanese copy. Yeah, this is my Japanese copy of Genesis Live. Can't really see much of a difference. So, there we go. And this was my US copy. No, this is a British copy of it. So, and it's on the Charisma label. So 3 copies of Genesis Live. 2 copies of Seconds Out from Genesis. This is the Adco label. So this is the American release of 3 Sides Live. Seconds Out. Jumping ahead here. So really cool. Great live album. One of my favorite live albums of all the Genesis Live records. And this is the UK pressing of Seconds Out with the Charisma label on it there. As you can see, Charisma label. So really cool, really cool. And like I said, Seconds Out is my all-time favorite Genesis Live album. All right, and the next up we have a Genesis 3 Sides Live. This is the US copy of it with the 4-side being unreleased studio tracks, which were Paper Late, you might recall, Me and Virgil, Evidence of Autumn, and Open Door. And I bought this back in the 80s. I think in 86 was when I bought this and had it ever since. Love that album. These are the UK pressings of Genesis 3 Sides Live. I just happened to find a couple of them. And when I see them, I grab them because they are so rare. And the 4th side is made up of extra live tracks that were not included on the US release, which are One for the Vine, Fountain Salmonsis, It, which medleys into the song Watcher of the Skies, all live versions, so a complete live record. This is the UK pressing of that album. The last official live 12-inch vinyl I have from Genesis is Genesis Live, The Way We Walk, the shorts. This was from the We Can't Dance tour. They would later release another record that contains the longs, which are, of course, their longer songs. These are just the short songs, like Land of Confusion, No Son of Mine, Jesus He Knows Me, Throws It All Away, Can't Dance, Mama, Hold On My Heart, That's All, Enter Deep, Tonight, 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 Invisible Touch. So it's basically the shorter radio songs. Would love to get my hands on a copy of the longs, because that would be something high on my list. But maybe one day we'll get it. Gotta keep the faith, I guess. Okay, let me put these records tucked away here. Once you take them out, they're a bitch to get back in. Alright, now we get into the land of Genesis studio records. And you have to give me a little time here, because this is going to be a big record pull here. Throw out my back doing this. These are all Genesis studio albums. All the weird combinations of their first album, like Genesis in the Beginning. I believe this is a UK pressing of it. So Genesis in the Beginning. Then we have The Silent Sun, because I really love that song, The Silent Sun. One of my favorite Genesis songs from the late 60s. And let me just stand the records up here. They're starting to tip over. So really cool. And then we have Genesis in the Beginning. I believe this is the German pressing of the album. How many times have they released this first album? It's been on so many different releases and re-releases and reissues. And then finally we got the first Genesis album, From Genesis to Revelation, on London Records. This has been re-released a bunch of times. Recently came out on Record Store Day. By then, after you've seen what I just showed you, I got tired of buying the first album, so I just ended it there. A couple of copies of Nursery Crime. This is just the the release with the Charisma label on it. This one is the Pink Scroll. This one is a gatefold record. This one is not a gatefold, but it has the Charisma Pink Scroll record, which I found at a thrift store for 50 cents. Big one there. Three copies of Foxtrot. This one is not the gatefold, but this really good record, really good album. It contains the song Watches the Skies and Supper's Ready. Really love this album. These two, got two other copies of it, and these two are both Pink Scroll records, Pink Scroll labels from Charisma. Very rare, very hard to find, so I managed to find two of them, snatched them up naturally. Believe it or not, only one copy is selling in England by the pound on the Charisma label. You can tell just by that little logo there. I try not to get Adco. Nothing wrong with Adco. I prefer the Charisma label. It just feels like a Genesis record. Okay, now we have Lamb Lays Down on Broadway. This is the Adco label, so it's the US copy of it. Same album, but now we have the Charisma label, and this one has the custom labels of Real, the character Real breaking through the glass. So really cool to have that. Actually, it contains this picture right here on the custom label on one of the records. So really cool to have that. All right, now we get into Trick of the Tail. This is interesting. 3 copies of Trick of the Tail. This is just the Plano US release on Adco. Domestic copy of Trick of the Tail. Absolutely love this album. One of my favorite Genesis studio records. Blows my mind away. This is the German pressing of Trick of the Tail. As you can see, kind of different color, not so yellow, and the artwork is also in a different shade, different color as well. There we go, there's the back. And the artwork just looks so much better on this copy than my US pressing of it. Always love this one a lot better. Dig that. And we have the Mo-Fi pressing of Trick of the Tail. Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab original master recording pressing of it. This sounds absolutely spectacular. I would really love I don't know what I love more, the one in the blue box set or this one. They both sound amazing. Of course, the one in the blue box is half-speed mastering on 180 gram, but this is a knockout. I love the way that sounds. So, cool stuff. Okay, Wind and Wuthering. We have the U.S. pressing of Wind and Wuthering on Adco. Very, very nice. Love this album as well. And then we also have the UK pressing, the German pressing of the same album. And of course, it is on Charisma. So there's the logo we always look for. Good stuff, good stuff. US pressing of Genesis, and then there were 3. Didn't like this album when I first bought it, but then again, I bought it when I was in my late teens. I was 18 or 19. I bought this album and listened to it once and just didn't care for it. Tried to listen to it a couple other times after that. It never grew on me. As I got older, I appreciate what this album is. It's just a fantastic record, and love it to death now. And I'm glad I have it on the blue box set. Okay, this one. And I'm trying to see. Yeah, okay. So Duke will be the next album. This is the US pressing of Duke with the custom label on it. Really nice. And this one I'm going to have to open because I can't remember. This is a UK pressing of Duke. And I believe this one's on the Charisma label. So it doesn't have that custom label the US copies has. And I was right. It has the Charisma label. So hopefully you can see that pretty good. Hope the light doesn't glare it out too much. But so we have a copy of Duke on the Charisma label. Love every song on Duke. Duke is a great album. Once I got it on the vinyl box set, the remix of Duke, the remaster of it, just sounds absolutely amazing. Love it, absolutely love it. The mix sounds so much better, so much more powerful, and the bass comes through really well. It's a well mixed album. Abacab. As we all know, Abacab came in 4 different color schemes. I believe I got all of them. One of them is on the Vertigo label, which is the first one I'm going to show you. So there's the first color scheme of Abacab. Absolutely love this album too. First Genesis album I ever bought with my own money. Bought it in cassette when I was 15. And that cassette's completely worn out now and unplayable, but got it on vinyl. Got it on Definitive Remaster CD, which came out in the 90s, and then the 2007 remasters, which came out on CD, also came with a surround sound DVD. So anyway, there we go. So there's the first color of Abacab. There's the second color. This is a US pressing of Abacab. There's the next color scheme. Again, a US pressing of the record. And the final one right here. Again, US pressing. Really cool. The only one was the first one, which was Vertigo. Genesis self-titled. There we go. I have 2 copies of this. They're both US pressings. This is the one I play, and I found this one sealed. And I kept it sealed, even has the original hype sticker right there. So really cool. Good album too. Mama, Home by the Sea, Second Home by the Sea, Taking It All Too Hard, Job to Do, It's Gonna Get Better. An awesome album. Awesome album. And of course, the big granddad of them all, Invisible Touch. This is the album I bought the day it came out in, I believe it was June now, of 1986. I went to Tower Records and bought it the day it came out on vinyl, and here it is right here. My copy has seen better days, but still plays really well. I still listen to it, as well as, you know, the vinyl record that's in the red box set. Love this album to death. And I found a sealed copy of Invisible Touch. SS stands for Still Sealed, and never opened it. Just thought it'd be cool to have a sealed copy of that album. And my copy my UK copy of We Can't Dance. Really great album. This is a 2-record set. This sounds tremendous on vinyl. I couldn't believe how much better this sounds on vinyl compared to CD. Sonically, it's just a different world. Different world. So there are my Genesis studio records. Love that collection. Absolutely love that collection. Next up, we're going to have Genesis 12-inch singles. These are in no particular order. So I'm just going to go through them as fast as I can. Genesis live versions of Throwing It All Away and Invisible Touch. There we go. Not much of a cover. There's the text. There's a little picture at the bottom of it. And I believe this one was from the We Can't Dance tour. So real cool. This is made in England, so it's a UK pressing. Really nice. This is on the Vertigo label, Home by the Sea, on side 1. Side 2, we have Second Home by the Sea and Illegal Alien. This is on the Vertigo label. I would show you the album, but it would take too long in this video. It is already over 20 minutes, so I'm trying to go as fast as I can. Okay, 12-inch single for Invisible Touch. There we go, right there. I think I have it right side up, yes. And this has, of course, the extended remix of Invisible Touch then on side 1. Side 2 has the album version of it and the song The Last Domino, all taken from Invisible Touch. So really cool. Another 12-inch single for Keep It Dark. This is from the Abacab album. Keep It Dark, and that's on the A side. On the B side we have Nominu and the long version of Abacab, which is the version that appears on the Abacab album, not the radio edit that was played on the radio back then. This I could take out. It's on the Charisma label. So really cool 12-inch single. 2 different versions of this one. This is Tonight, Tonight, Tonight 12-inch single. This is the US pressing of it. Really cool. And I also have a UK pressing of the same 12-inch single. They contain the same songs on the A and B side, which is, of course, the extended version of Tonight, 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 and In the Glow of the Night on side A, and side 2, well, actually, the album version of Tonight, 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 which is the edited radio mix, and then on side 2 we have the extended version of remix of Tonight, Tonight, Tonight. So there we go. This one is the UK pressing, which came with the gatefold. It has this great live picture of the band and a tour map of Europe, all the European dates they did on the Invisible Touch tour. And the black custom label. Really cool. The other one I believe had the Atlantic label on it. The US pressing did. So really cool. I love that live picture. Really cool. I felt very lucky to find this. I've never seen a copy of it anywhere since, and I found this years ago. Probably like 2-3 years ago. God, it's a bitch to get back in there. Hold on a minute. Folks, bear with me real quick. I should be doing, I'll have to do it off camera, god damn it. Alright. Alright, next one up. This is a 12-inch single for The Land of Confusion. And it has this just generic cover on it. And it's fine to have that because it also has the extended mix. And it has the LP version of Land of Confusion. And on the B-side, a great song called Feeding the Fire, which was a song that was recorded during the Invisible Touch recording sessions, but never made the album. That song's incredible. It should have been on the record. So I love having an audio copy of, a vinyl copy of Feeding the Fire. Really great. I like this. This is an interview disc, promotional only. So this one's for radio shows. It's called Genesis Tonight, Tonight, Tonight. And this is just a radio interview with the 3 members of Genesis, Tony Banks, Phil Collins, and Mike Rutherford. Side 1 had questions and answers, and then side 2 just had the answers only. Came with a transcript of all the questions being asked. Really cool. So really cool to hear some radio interviews from Genesis. This is 12-inch single for the song That's All. which was on Genesis self-titled. This was actually VCLT from LJ. He saw this in one of his stores and bought it for me and mailed it out to me. There's this nice custom label just here. And in the back we have the Looney Tunes kind of logo there for That's All. So really cool. Next up, 12-inch single for Dune the Neurotic, which was another song that was left off the Genesis the Invisible Touch album. It was written during those sessions, but not put on the album. And the B-side we have In Too Deep. And this is also a UK pressing. These have custom labels as well. One side being blue, other side being yellow. Really cool. It's on the Virgin label. And I could always find it on 7-inch, but I could never find it on 12 inches. So I'm glad I bought this. I bought this on my trip to Hollywood last year. Really cool. And another copy of Invisible Touch with the 12-inch remix of it. The only reason I bought this one as compared to the other one, this one is on the vertical Swirl label, and it has the custom black label on the other side. I thought that was cool enough for me to want to buy it, so there it is. Anything rare and unusual, I will jump on it, of course. Alright, next one up, we're almost done here. 12-inch single for Illegal Alien. Love this picture of them right here from the video of Illegal Alien. This is from 1983, so B-side, on the A side we have Illegal Alien, and on the B side we have a live version of Turn It On Again. And there's the custom label there. Really nice. Alright, here we are with 3 copies of this 12-inch single for the song Mama. Very iconic Genesis song from the 80s from their self-titled album. This is just the US printing of the album, but it has a nice custom label there. So really love that. And on the B side we have the long version of It's Gonna Get Better with the extra verse that's missing from the album version. And then we have 2 copies of the UK pressing. And they're both the exact same thing. It's just very rare to find this one because it is the die cut cover, like so. So there we go. And it also has the same custom label. There we go. And this one's on the Charisma label. It has the same songs on it. So as the US pressing, this the only difference is that's the die cover, and I found 2 copies of it, so what the hell, right? That's it, folks. That is it. We have went through all my Genesis vinyl. All I have left over is Genesis solo. You know, Phil Collins, Peter Gabriel, Mike and the Mechanics, Steve Hackett, Tony Banks, Anthony Phillips, all those albums. We'll just keep it to the band only. As you can see, I'm a big Genesis fan. If I went to the trouble of collecting all that. And that's just vinyl, folks. 12-inch vinyl. I have 7-inch vinyl. I have CDs. I have cassettes. I have CD bootlegs, DVD bootlegs. And if Genesis starts putting out Blu-ray, actually I do have Blu-ray. I have 3 Sides Live on Blu-ray and Some of All Parts on Blu-ray. So if Genesis puts more Blu-ray after that, I guess I'll have to collect that. Well, that's going to do it, folks. That's my Genesis 12-inch vinyl collection. And if you stuck around this long, you're a trooper. See you at the next video, folks.